My name is Ben Manor. We're doing our last final speech presentation for speech class 275. This is brought to you by Anthony Thomas, Daniel Metzer, and myself, Ben Manor. Our presentation is about online resources, basically people being able to gather news and information from our mass social media projects. We have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And whatever type of information you want, you will find it on those three sources of media, social media. All right, my presentation portion is on Facebook as a massive sort of news consumption. Facebook has just like so much news that people constantly put out. Basically, it's like a never-ending source of news and information. People are constantly updating news sources and opinions, editorials, op-eds, or whatever you want to say. They're consistently being updated. Back in the old day, a lot of people would go ahead and get the newspaper. I used to do it myself. I used to grab the newspaper every single morning, and Sunday mornings was my days just to sit back and do nothing but read the newspaper. But a lot of that information was information that was gathered from the night before. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you get that information immediately, and it's constantly being updated. Facebook has a profound amount of influence all across the world, all across the globe. So basically, that information is consistently updated. People give their opinions. Whatever news happens, it happens instantaneously, and you find out about it just as fast. And it's the main source of news nowadays. No more. Well, I mean, there's still a lot of newspapers, and I happen to read them, magazines, but they're all editorialized, and they're not current, and they're not up to date on the second. On Twitter is basically on the second. Facebook is within minutes, and I would say that Facebook serving up some of the most interesting and relevant content that you could possibly imagine. It can go anywhere from a recipe that's just being updated to news, politics, campaigns, national elections, whatever it is. I mean, there's Facebook is there to present that information in a timely fashion. People will get that news immediately. Now, some of the things that are very important is the fact that uh, social media is a very much of an attention getter. You can have news pop up on your phone consistently from Facebook, little alerts or whatever, and it will immediately draw your attention to whatever is currently happening in today's society, any type of news or anything of that nature. And it's always relevant. It's always information that are on hand that you need. You need to be in tune with or be up to date with. And a lot of it is credibility. The majority of the population currently gets all their news from social media. Uh, there are still a few people that are getting their news from obsolete newspapers and things of that nature. It's not really obsolete, by the way. It's still trendy in certain areas. It's still influential and it's still powerful, but just not as powerful as it used to be as they relate to social media right now because it's constant. It's every day. It's always in tune, always updated. As it stands right now, I can get all the updates from the playoff games that I'm missing right now because I'm doing this presentation. I can get all of that. The thesis statement in in this present times, we're currently getting news and events. It's all about giving them up, giving it and receiving it right at your fingertips. All you have to do is press a button, and you immediately get your information. These platforms are the most current and realistic sources of information that you have right now. We live in a town that we do not have time to waste any longer. We don't have time to wait. We want things quickly. We want to get it up to date, current, and we want to know what's happening all across the world. So basically, in our presentation, the most accurate, reliable source of data information that any social media platforms that we have, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter is the way to go. And I hope you enjoy the presentation. I hope you understand why we feel that social media is the best way and probably the most realistic way to gather your news and information.